the hate army troll.
It's the hate army,
bro.
Hate army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate army.
hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I am here. I am just getting the chat open, and then we can chill for a little bit before we begin tonight with Like a Dragon. Man, I better turn on the fan. It's feeling already. I just sat down. I'm like, it's cool outside, but it's feeling kind of stuffy in here. Maybe I should just have the window be almost closed, but have the fan on. The air circulation is pretty important. For a streamer, you need the air circulation, man. You can't have it be stuffy. All right, so there we go. Okay, get the chat open so I can see all of you. Okay. Go. Good evening, everyone. Hello. Hello, hello. How are you all? I hope you're ready to chill and have a good time and relax in Kamurocho. Or is it Yokohama? It's Yokohama. We're in Yokohama right now. Kamurocho is the other part of Japan that you go to for these games, but we're not in Kamurocho. We're in Yokohama right now. Yeah, let me turn the fan on. Definitely it feels very stuffy right now. Half open. It's too cold. I'll have to close it a bit. Jasper's great. Jasper was just upstairs with me. I was putting away all my clothes. We just washed and folded all our clothes. So I'm putting the clothes in the drawers, and he runs into the closet as I'm putting clothes, hanging them in the closet. And then he runs into the linen closet, and he jumps into the sheets to relax in there. He's snuggled into sheets in the linen closet. One of his places he likes to hang out. Okay. Picking this game up tomorrow, how have you had with it so far? Have you had with it so far? I think you mean to say, have I had a good time with it so far? Correct? That's what you meant to say. Yes, I've had a good time with it so far. I have. It's been a good game. Some pacing issues early on. Like the first 5 hours are way too much story. Once you get to Hawaii, it picks up. It gets really good. Now we're back in Japan. It's still really good. What I'm going to do tonight, once again, I'm going to try to balance. Like, I'm going to do side content, but I'm going to try to get to the story elements as well. So it's like a combination. Because I think every time I do a story element, it just unlocks even more side content to do anyway. So I feel like that's what we should do, like pace it so that we're making progress in the story, but also unlocking new content. So we're doing both. That's kind of what I'm going to do tonight. Can you? Wojo says you could go to Kamurocho right now. Would they let you? I didn't even know that because I thought we were just in Yokohama for now because I don't think there's any content in Kamurocho, right? Not yet, anyway. Maybe that's what the story does. Maybe the story makes you go to Kamurocho, right? Any chance I would check out the campaign for Battlefront 2? Awesome story of Rise of the Empire from Clone's perspective. Don't know. I mean, it's not a feature right now I'm going to work on because I know I can't play a lot of it. It's just I'm juggling so many games that I need to get through. Baldur's Gate and this one, the two particular, right? That I really need to get through. I can't really be taking tons of time to be doing stuff like that. You know, I know the focus of Battlefront has always been multiplayer. Even when the game was new, everyone was all about the multiplayer. I'm not saying I would never do the campaign, but I don't think it's going to be something I can do at launch. I just want to play multiplayer when I get a chance to play it. So, the Blimp, no, I am not going to be checking out this South Park game because it's not the game you're thinking of. The South Park game coming out is called Snow Day. All it is a team-based online action game with shooting aspects. So basically, it's like a team shooter. That's what it is. It literally has nothing to do with the Stick of Truth. It doesn't even have a plot. It's just fuck around online with people, you know. And it's like, would I rather play Battlefront, a game that I know is insanely good and is a fan favorite from the 2000s that everyone's always wanted to be replicated and they haven't yet because they tried and failed? Or would I rather play a game where you play as Cartman throwing snowballs at someone? I think I'll play Battlefront. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know why they did. basically what it is, this isn't the same game dev team. They gave the license and IP over to a different dev team entirely, and they made a completely different kind of game that's nothing like the last two. It's not like Stick of Truth. It's not like Fractured But Whole. It's completely different and not nearly as good, in my opinion. That's why they're selling it for this kind of price. It doesn't have that level of quality or content. It's just a shooter. So... 8-hour campaign in Battlefront 2? Okay. Here's a question I don't think we're even going to know until the reviews come out. With the Battlefront Classics collection, did they fuse the two together? Like, is it really, do you boot up Battlefront 1 and play that separate, and then boot up Battlefront 2 and play that separate? Or is it all together? Because if you're playing multiplayer, right? How are you even going to know which one to play? Which has the best player base? Which, you know what I mean? Like, obviously Battlefront 2 is more modernized, but I would hope what they did is they made it so they all play like Battlefront 2, and then everyone will be in the same player base, rather than, oh, some people booted up 1, some people booted up 2, some people are playing on this version and that. You know, it's already supposedly not cross-platform. So I hope that they have it combined into one. If they do, then it won't be that big of a deal. But I guess we're going to have to find out on Friday. Excuse me. Good evening, Derek. Oh, I don't even have live chat open. I have top chat. I hate that. I don't even know why top chat exists. I don't know who would want that besides, unless you're a YouTuber who's like, you know, every time they stream, they get 2,000 viewers, and then you want to use top chat instead of live chat because you feel like it'll weed out like spammers and trolls or something. But do you know of any YouTubers who stream on YouTube of that stature? Most people who are big stream on Twitch. So I don't even know why that feature exists. Oh, man. Well, I'm excited for tonight. VTubers? Really? VTubers stream on YouTube? Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't pay attention to VTubers, that's for sure. Derek, I saw your message. I said good evening. Didn't you hear me? I said good evening. Oh, I hope we make good progress tonight. Like I said, I need to be making progress in this game. And Baldur's Gate. Someone basically broke it down, and they think, I mean, I did the math, and they think that I can beat Baldur's Gate in about 15 hours if I stick to missions and stuff and I don't get lost. And I'm like, that's great, but I hope that's true, because we're playing it tomorrow. We're playing again Saturday. We're probably playing at least one more time next week. So that'd be 3, and then maybe like 2 more, like 1 more week. Like, if I can beat it by the end of March, that would be perfect, because then I can focus on other games more, you know? Dark Gaming says, if you do story tonight, you'll finish Chapter 8. Really? We'll get kicked out of Chapter 8. You know, it kind of sucks, because we got to Chapter 8, and then it was like all this investment, right? Of getting Kiryu leveled up, getting Nanba leveled up so we could get the chef job, which we just got. And I feel like, basically, if I do story tonight, we might push into Chapter 9, which is fine. Progress is fine. But I believe you leave Japan and you go back to the other group in Hawaii then. And it's like, man, I just feel like I just built up my Japan team and now I can't use them, right? I guess we'll see what happens tonight. I'm okay with either. It's fine. Are we getting close to the end of Like a Dragon? No. We're in Chapter 8. The game has 14 chapters. What ends up happening, for what I'm to understand now, the game starts to alternate between the two teams in the two locations. So I think Chapter 9, you go back to Hawaii, and then like Chapter 10, you go back to Japan, and it kind of alternates once or twice, and then you get into the end game. But I don't know how long that takes. I want to say we're about 45 hours in. Let's check on that. We are 43 hours in, and reports are that if you do everything in the game, and which I'm not going to do absolutely everything, but if you do most of the meaningful content of the game, it's about 80 hours. So we're more than halfway through it, but we're not in the home stretch yet. In Baldur's Gate 3, we are very much in the home stretch and ready to finish it. Oh, I did play the Forza Motorsport games. Not Motorsport, excuse me. The Forza Horizon games. I played Forza Horizon 3, 4, and 5. I have never played a straight-up driving sim. I'm not a car guy, so I don't really know that much about cars to care about how good the sim is or to know or judge. I wouldn't probably like a driving sim, but I like the ones where you have the more open world and various like variety of stuff to do. Oh, good evening, Jade Sound. How are you? Good to have you here. Dark Gaming says the next few chapters of the story will fly by if you focus on the story. Well, we'll see what happens. Is the Baldur's Gate session for today live? Absolutely. It is live and in playlist. Yes, it is. Today we did a bunch of stuff. We continued with the Hag plot line, and we're nearing the end of it. We actually went to the counting house or bank and did a mission in there, which was surprising. It was a big twist in that. I was like, whoa. We looted the whole bank. It's funny. We got a ton of items and lore out of the bank. And we did one or two other things as well, like various things. So we had a lot of side questing done today. Good evening to Rush Fan. How are you? First contribution of the night. Derek, I'm going to say this one more time, Derek. Seriously. Derek, I've talked to you twice already tonight. I said good night, good evening, and then I said, Derek, I already said good evening. I don't know why you're acting like I didn't say anything, and now you're acting again like I'm not saying anything. Derek, I've said good evening to you 3 times. Okay? That's a lot to ask that you're asking me again. Can I read your comments when I literally talked to you 3 times? Okay? I think you need to chill out a little bit. Okay? Thank you. Okay. I received a $1 tip from someone. They said, I see Persona 3 Reload in the Xbox Game Pass on your home screen. Maybe you can check it out in a little bit. What are your thoughts? I think it'll draw engagement. Number one, I already played Persona 3. Okay? So I already know the entire plot and all of that. I know that Reload supposedly maybe has a little bit of extra content, but it's pretty much the same game, just with much better graphics and some modernized mechanics. But the one thing I know about the game is that it's a grind. It's a very time-consuming grind, just like all the other RPGs that I'm playing. Okay? And basically, you know, I can't play another RPG. I'm playing 3. I have to finish some of these and continue with other games. I can't. It came out at the worst possible time. In addition, playing Atlas games is always a risk because Atlas Japan, for some odd reason, false copyright strikes people all the time for playing their games. I have gotten 2 different times in my YouTube career, early on, and then maybe when Persona 5 came out, twice they hit me with false copyright strikes just for playing their games. No reason. They just decided to do it. And I got them cleaned up both times, but I can't chance having my channels getting hit with strikes because they don't know what they're doing. So to me, it was like out of all the games coming out and all these RPGs coming out very much close to and at once, it was like, why would I go back and play the game I've already played and I know is a crazy grind and I have a risk of getting copyright strikes right now? It doesn't make sense. So will I maybe one day go and play it? I might. I might go play it someday, but I'm not playing it anytime soon. What did I watch on Tubi? Actually, that was where I watched a private react. I told you on the podcast this morning, someone wanted me to watch some animation. So I watched an animation that was on Tubi, and it was okay. Tubi does not have full HD for a lot of stuff. What I was watching was a lot kind of fuzzy, and I was like, ugh, really annoying. I'll probably never use it again. Like, I'll probably, like, literally never use it again. It's just, you know, just a free app. Dark Gaming says, if it's on Game Pass, what's stopping you from doing a day 1 stream of preview it without promising a full playthrough, day 1 views without the promise of a full run? Because I think if people know I'm not going to play the whole game, they're not going to tune in, right? I mean, at least that's what I think. And again, I already played the game. I know how it starts. And the only thing I would comment is, wow, the graphics are good because they improved the graphics, right? It looks like Persona 5 rather than Persona 3. They really did improve that. But, Man Baby Gaming, good evening. If a giant update or patch comes out for Pal World, would we ever see a return, says Walk Warrior? I mean, that's really up to you guys. Personally, I feel like we've seen the game loop. Unless they really update the game with tons of new content, we've already seen the entirety of what the game is. You know, open world exploration, catching of the pals, leveling of the pals, having your camp level up to craft more stuff, building better weapons, riding the pals, and then fighting bosses. Like, that's the whole game. There's nothing else to do in the game right now. Fallout 3 all evil cannibal run when? Probably never. I would like to play Fallout 3 again someday. If you remember, that was what was next on our agenda. Because for several years, every year, I played a major Bethesda game. First, it was Fallout New Vegas. Then it was Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Then it was Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And this year, we were on pace to play Fallout 3. But then Baldur's Gate 3 came out, and everyone demanded I play Baldur's Gate, and that's what that became. So, there's no Bethesda game this year. Maybe next year, right? Maybe. It's been quite a while since I played Fallout 3. But the rumor is they're remaking it, right? Like, it's supposed to be for a better version for consoles coming out soon. So I should probably wait for that. No matter, we don't know when that's coming out, but hopefully in the next year. Surprisingly enough, I played Morrowind, but I didn't really like it as much. Like, I liked playing Morrowind and seeing where all the game mechanics from Elder Scrolls went. Because, you know, I had played Skyrim and Oblivion. So when I played Morrowind, I was like, oh, this is cool. You could see this game mechanic. But then you could also see other game mechanics that are totally different, like the bartering system and building up commerce and things like that. And you could also see how broken the magic was back then. Like, you would infinitely float and stuff. So I liked that, but the plot was just so boring, and the game was slow-paced, and the combat was ugh. And I just couldn't really take it. So I played it for, like, I think it was like 20-some hours. I did a lot of night streams of it. And then after a while, I just got bored and dropped it. I didn't want to play it anymore. I wasn't having a good time with it. I think it's time to get started, my friends. Let's get them booted up. Let's get them booted up. Let's get it booted up. Okay. All right. Derek, I don't know what you mean. He says, I hate the rewinding feature on YouTube when I watch a video. It sucks. You mean a stream? I don't know. I don't watch live streams on YouTube, so I've literally never seen one live, so I don't know what it's like. Trigger says, do you ever think Capcom will return to Dead Rising with their RE engine, or is RE enough zombie? Or is Resident Evil enough? I think Dead Rising will return. Much like all these franchises, I do believe that one day Dead Rising will return. I don't know when, but I do feel like it will. Did I make... Okay, I lowered the volume. Good. I truly believe Dead Rising will be back someday. In what capacity, I don't know, because they ran it into the ground with 4, and no one liked 4. So... Okay, guys. Okay, everyone, welcome back to Like a Dragon Infinite Weapon.
Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. These contributions are mandatory.
Typically helps me more than anything.